To the moon. Full moons keep you up, new moons make you sleepy. Holy cannoli, you're wondering what's going on, then this is the show for you. Welcome to the weekly energy weather report. We're going to talk about how the moon is affecting you this week and what you can do about it, how you can harness the energy of the moon to truly step into the life you were born to live. So let's jump in. If we haven't met yet, my name is Irina Miller, astrologer, energy alchemist, and I love to share about the moon with you because my moon is in Cancer and the moon definitely affects me. I call myself a moon sensitive because I notice as the moon shifts signs. When it's in Virgo, I know that I can clean house, I can get organized, and everything will be right as rain. But if the moon is in, let's say, Sagittarius, I'm probably going to want to go on a little bit of an adventure and not stay home and clean house. So knowing where the moon is and what is happening, how it's affecting you, how it's talking with other planets or aspecting them, then what it does is it enables you to give yourself permission. Stop beating yourself up. I know when the moon is in Cancer, I'm going to want to be on the couch with my rom-com and my chocolates. Now, do I always have to do that? No, but if I'm really feeling like that, I'm not going to beat myself up. Good morning, Ida. Great to have you. So as you hop on, let me know if you know where your moon is and what sign it's in. It's a lot of fun to discover that. So jumping in, I always use my handy dandy Inside of the Moon journal and planner to guide the process. So if you have one, follow along. If you don't, then pre-order one. I'm getting ready for the next shipment. So here goes. Right now, I'm going to pull a card to start off. How can we make the most of this week? It's nice to use the cards to help us speak the language of intuition. And before we get into the moon and what it's doing, let's just tune in and say, what is the most important thing you know about this week? Because what that'll do is it'll flavor your experience with the moon. Page of Swords. That means keep your nose in your books, keep your nose in what you're doing and follow your path. She's on this beautiful straight edge sword and she is working on her projects. She's not letting all the chitter chatter of birds distract her and throw her from what she's doing. She's got bright ideas, and this is a week for ideas and for following through, taking some creative action and then bringing them into being. Don't let others distract you. Don't let the naysayers or the negative talk throw you from your path. You know where you're going. Keep on the straight and narrow. Okay, so with that being said, when we look at the moon and how it's affecting us, one of the first things I want to invite you to do is figure out where in the cycle are we from new moon to full moon. And right now, we're kicking off, so to speak, with tomorrow, the moon moving into the first quarter phase, and it's growing towards a full moon next week. So that's what they call Waxing Gibbous. Now, what does that mean? Well, it means take a moment to focus on what were your new moon intentions? What were the goals that you set into place when we had a new moon last week? We've had about a week, some time to kind of contemplate, take some first steps. But now when the moon hits that first quarter phase, it's saying, all right, we really need to take action here. We need to show the universe that we're serious. We are moving forward. We're adjusting as necessary as the moon is growing towards full in that waxing gibbous phase, saying, okay, I might need to shift this. I might need to change that a little bit. The other beautiful thing helping with this is Mercury in retrograde. It went retrograde last week and will be retrograde until New Year's Day. So this whole end of the year is about us refining, readjusting, reviewing, redoing, and that's what I really set up for this week. So in the journal, and I call it a journal and a planner, because it's both. We use the moon to plan, and we also use it to track the patterns, to figure out, well, how does the moon affect me? And right now, one of my intentions, or my top 3 things for this week, because I put it in here, is reflect, reorganize, and reframe. Because with Mercury retrograding, it kicked off in Sagittarius, but it's going to be moving through Capricorn as it is going backwards, so to speak. Not that it really goes backwards, but it's going backwards through the zodiac signs. And Mercury going through Capricorn is saying, okay, CEO, big picture vision, where are we going and what are we doing with our lives? Are we on track? What adjustments need to be made? So as you're going through this week, really lean into that. I'm going to reflect. How did this year go? Where am I wanting to go for 2024? What's next on my plate? Do I need to shift anything or readjust anything to reach that goal? And then the solstice on Thursday, winter solstice for us in the Northern Hemisphere, the longest night of the year. This is such a very special time to work with the element of fire, and stay tuned for more solstice celebration guidance. But I want to bring it to your attention because it's a time to say, all right, I'm really going to use the light to reflect, to bring light into the darkness, and then to also enjoy the healing, transformative opportunities that darkness brings. Think about the baby in the mother's womb in the darkness, how wonderful it is for growth. A good night's sleep, we need complete darkness for our body to heal and restore itself. So knowing that that time and period is saying, all right, let's build up our energy for where we're going in the new year. But we need to get rid of the things, or I don't want to say get rid of, but let's call it recycle. Recycle and release the things that might be stuffing up your world and sucking up your time and energy and thoughts, making it hard for the new dreams to come in. Okay, let's talk about the moon. So when I look at the moon, what I do is I just write it across the top of the page, and then I also have the little circles there to follow the cycle of the moon. You can shade them in appropriately. But the moon is in Pisces on Monday, today, and tomorrow, Tuesday. And Pisces is a very mystical, intuitive sign, musical, empathic. You might find that you're daydreaming today. When it's in a high vibration, use it for imagination, use it for meditation is great today. So if you're working on vision boards at all, maybe you want to just kind of look at the images and say, okay, let me feel what I want to pull in for 2024. A lower frequency vibration of, I was going to say Neptune, which rules Pisces, Piscean energy, or even Neptune, is that it can cause confusion, or it can cause us to disconnect from reality so much that maybe we're biting off more than we can chew. So no fear, because the moon is going to help us out this week with it. Just daydream today, great day for meditation, anything that puts you into that meditative state, maybe a walk, maybe a nice long bath. Then Wednesday, the moon moves into Aries, and Aries is passion, it's creativity, it's fire, it's let's go. So you get the insight, the download Monday and Tuesday, and create a space in your world to do that. So don't feel like you need to take action on Monday and Tuesday. If any urgency is coming to do that, just take a deep breath and say, these are my daydreaming, planning, kind of envisioning days. Come Wednesday and Thursday, you're going to feel that action energy pop up again. And that's the time to make those adjustments and refinements. Then as we work towards the end of the week, the moon moves into Taurus, and that's Friday and Saturday. I wanted to double check myself. So Friday and Saturday, Taurus is about manifesting. So you might find that some of the intuitive hits you were getting at the beginning of the week, you can actually put into play and get some kind of creative result, something in the physical world. So let's say Monday and Tuesday, you get the idea, oh, you know what, I should reach out to so-and-so. I haven't spoken with them in forever. Then Wednesday, you actually make the telephone call. And by the end of the week, Friday, you guys have set up a time to go ahead and have a coffee chat, or go out for lunch, or see each other. So something as simple as that, but you don't have to do all of that on Monday. Think of the person, call them, set up the coffee chat. It could happen, you could do it, but harnessing the energy of the moon and working with the flow of it would look something more like you get the idea, you take the action midweek, and you follow through at the end. And then by Sunday, the moon's in Gemini, and that's a lot about curiosity, asking questions, investigating, talking with people, maybe being a little bit of a social butterfly, getting out and kind of milling about. Maybe there are holiday parties you go to, and just simply being around others enables you to get more information towards your big goal and what you're working towards. Okay, now that you know that, one thing I do encourage is what's called moon mapping, essentially, and the journal helps with that. So when the day comes up, you just check out what is your mood. So today, I woke up feeling very mystical, like, oh, I want to do my sacred practices this morning. I want to make sure I have extra time for meditation. I was just drawn to it. So I'm ready for insight and inspiration. The other thing is that I'm going to look into rituals for this week, and specifically crystals. So I'll have my handy dandy carnelian. And the cool thing about the journal is that every month, and it's dateless, so you can do it in order, out of order. You can start whenever you want. But at the beginning of every month, I have a theme, and I have sacred practices and rituals that you can incorporate. Do you need to incorporate all of them? No, but it's just a guide, and I share them here too. Hello, Sabrine. So wonderful you could join us live. And this week, Carnelian is going to be my crystal ally. I'm going to have her with me, just hanging out, helping me tune into that creativity, that inspiration, and then taking action. It's associated with the second chakra. So it works fabulously because it also helps with enjoying the physical side of things in life, which is very Taurus, and Gemini, getting out and connecting with others, that second chakra, relationships. The next thing I'm going to do is I am going to spend time with the sacred geometric shape for this month. So each month has a sacred geometric shape with it, and this is Unilome. So as I'm reflecting and reviewing on the month, or really the year, it's this sacred geometric shape which serves as a reminder to me that, we plant a seed here at the very center, and we have great intentions. And we start walking on this path, and it's backwards, the camera to what my hand is doing. But we start here, and we follow the little journey of the spiral, and we spiral around. So even though we feel like, oh my gosh, I was just here, how did I get here again? What we learn in the world of mystery and sacred practices is that it's not that we're exactly coming back round to the same spot. It might look similar, but it's different. It's a little bit more expanded out. We have more knowledge and information. And then eventually we get into the little switchbacks where we're like, oh wait, I got it. Like, oh, I went too far to the left. Wait, too far to the right. So we're trying to find the balance and the harmony. But eventually we find that pathway, that straight pathway towards our goal. So anything in life when we're working towards a goal is not that linear path. Maybe you've seen the memes of like spaghetti Scrabble, to go from point A to B. Many times we're all over the place. So that is the energy of this week. Please share this with a friend if it has helped you on your journey, because the more that we learn about how our environment affects us, both here on Earth and the stars above, it gives us an ability to really be compassionate towards ourselves and towards others, and realize, what? Maybe they're just really having a rough day. Maybe Mercury is right over their soul wound, right over Chiron, and they've got to learn some really difficult lessons or relearn. And we take a deep breath. So thank you for joining me. It was wonderful to have you, and I'll catch you here next week, 9:30. Lots of love. Bye, guys.